What's good, it's your boy Delz. Welcome to a brand new episode of the DJ Delz podcast. If you got a second, please make sure to rate this on iTunes if you're listening on iTunes. If you're not, make sure to subscribe to the iTunes channel. Now, we're going to get right into some Q&A because I think everything I want to speak about is probably going to be on the Q&A. First, we got SneakGeek87. He writes, what do I think of Strowman vs. Reigns at Payback? Will they finally let Strowman be strong? I think that Roman Reigns is going to win. I really think so. And I just have a feeling they're going to have Roman Reigns win because he is like their new John Cena. That's like their new face of the company, it looks like. Even though the person who should be the face of the company should be AJ Styles, but I do understand that, you know, the brands are split. You've got Raw and SmackDown and all types of stuff like that, but I don't see Strowman winning. Should he win? Yes. I wanted to definitely talk about that match that happened last week with Kalisto, the dumpster match, which they could have made so much better if he brought the dumpster backstage and then like pushed it down like a flight of steps there, or did something like backstage instead of him just pushing the dumpster in front of the crowd over that little ledge. It just, like, compared to last week, or not last week, the week before that episode, like, that was just complete insanity when he pushed the truck over, he threw Roman Reigns with the stretcher, even though of course it's all fake. It's entertainment, you know, just like any other TV show you watch. He should have done even more this time. It should have even been more extreme than what he did with Roman Reigns. But the right thing to do is have Braun Strowman win, of course. But I just don't see that happening. Let's keep it with some more wrestling talk. I'm going to skim through and see if we got any more wrestling talk first before we go to something else. Oh, here we go. Because I knew that people asked questions. I just skimmed through all of them before pressing record. And this is another thing I wanted to talk about. Jinder Mahal. Philly Celeb wants me to speak about it. How do I think about him possibly being the next WWE champion? I think it's fantastic. I mean, the dude is jacked now. Looks like he's on steroids. But, I mean, I'm not saying he is on steroids. But, like he's got his veins popping out of his arms. Like, he looks fucking crazy now. And a lot of people have a problem with it, but a lot of people are into it. I think that a lot of fans are real hypocritical. They complain everything's the same, John Cena, it's boring, da-da-da-da-da-da. And then once they do something different, they grab someone like Jinder Mahal, they, you know, repackage him. They have him with those other guys, I forgot what they're called offhand. They'll probably be like J&J Security and like that kind of role. But I like it. I hope he wins. I hope he wins the belt. I think that it works. Like, it's something different, it's something new, it's something refreshing. So I'm totally into it, 100%. Let me know what you guys think. Hit me up on Twitter or in the comments or whatever the case, because you may be listening to this on iTunes. If you're listening to this on YouTube and you're leaving the comments, that's what I meant to say, not iTunes. Leave your comments, but also remember to subscribe. This is not the Sneaker Addict channel. This is the Delz show. This is the secondary channel where I post the blogs. So make sure you subscribe to the Delz show on YouTube. If you're listening on iTunes or SoundCloud, make sure to subscribe to the Delz show on YouTube. And I might as well do predictions for this Sunday's pay-per-view. I think Bayley will beat Bliss. I think that Gallows and Anderson will beat Enzo Amore and Big Cass. I think Rollins will beat Samoa Joe. Obviously, Orton is going to beat Bray Wyatt because you got the Jinder Mahal match. So, you know, actually, it's not a title match, which makes no sense. So you never know. But I think that Orton is going to win. Then we have Sheamus and Cesaro versus the Hardys. And I predict that Sheamus and Cesaro will win. I heard from Franchise Kicks just now that they're working something out with Impact as far as with the gimmick, WWE. If that's true with the broken gimmick, maybe this will start the Hardys, you know, with beefing with each other, and then they'll feud again, and then Matt Hardy will become broken Matt Hardy, and then they'll redo the whole, you know, Brother Nero thing, because that's what WWE is going to do to introduce it to people that aren't like diehard fans of pro wrestling, that doesn't know about Impact Wrestling and all that greatness with that whole story with Senor Benjamin and, you know, Vanguard 1 and everything like that. Maybe this will start like, you know, the two of them like bumping heads, the Hardys bumping heads, you know, with Matt and Jeff. Who knows? Let's hope that, because, you know, a lot of us miss this new character. It's really entertaining. Then we got Kevin Owens versus Jericho. I'm assuming Kevin Owens is going to win. Jericho has tour dates with his band Fozzy, so I'm sure he's going to be MIA for a little bit. Then we got Roman Reigns versus Braun Strowman. As I said before, I predict Roman Reigns is going to win. And also we have Neville versus Austin Aries, and I predict that Neville's going to win. And maybe we'll see some interference from TJ Perkins, now that he has like a kind of heel turn going on. Shout out to TJ Perkins, definitely a friend of the show. So those are my predictions. Let me know yours. Now let's go to some more Q&A. Next we got from Berserk. He wants me to speak about the Nike Vapor Max. How do I feel about that shoe, like, versus Boost? I've never tried on the Vapor Max, so I can't really judge it. But as far as looks, I like the way that, like, Adidas Boost looks versus the Vapor Max. Now, if I get a pair of Vapor Max and I try them on and fall in love with them, then we may have to revisit this conversation. So if you see me with a pair of them, then hit me up if you'd like on my, you know, questionnaire when I do my podcast, and please ask me again, and I will definitely talk about that. Next we got from A Flyer Sam. He wants me to speak about Jordan releasing $400 sneakers like those Jordan 5s that just released, which are still available. They actually sat way too much money. It's just way too much money they are asking for a pair of Jordan 4s, in my opinion. Even the Jordan 1s that they released, all these Pinnacles, crazy. $400 for a pair of shoes. Next we got from Zigger Woods. He writes, whatever happened to Frey Dog 313 and Running Wolf 1980? You know, from what I heard, Frey Dog was really sick and was in the hospital. So, something bad may have happened to him because he went MIA. Now, I know a lot of people were getting scammed by him, so maybe he went MIA because of that. And I'm not saying that that was true or not, because, you know, I don't know. You know, I knew Frey Dog, and he was always very nice to me. Now, I'm not saying that the people that are saying that he was a scam artist are wrong, but he never did nothing wrong to me. And I can't, it would be unfair for me to say that he's a scam artist if I never seen anything. But it was getting to the point where there were so many people saying that people were buying shoes off him and he wasn't shipping them and he was just keeping the money, that, you know, I would never recommend people to shop with him. But I never recommended people to shop with him in the first place. It was more or less like if he heard I needed a pair of shoes, he would hit me up and say, yo, Delz, I got you. You need the band ones, the ones that were in the outlets. He hooked me up with a pair of those, and then I was able to make a trade. Or it was vice versa. Someone hooked me up with the pair first, and then I was able to make a trade with him. I have it in the shoebox, his card, and then a letter with that situation where I got the pair. It wasn't my size, but I was able to trade it. Because whenever someone helps me out and they write a letter, I usually keep the letter in the shoebox. And that's like some real sneakerhead shit right there. Like, I keep the letter in the sneaker box so I remember it, you know. Like, I was looking at my K54, the white and green 5s, the Jordan 5s. And I have a letter there from, I forgot his name, but he's from the UK. And he has a little letter. And, you know, it's cool to look back. Like, I was looking at that shoe and you read the little letter, you know. And it's like, man, that was so long ago, you know. Suggestion too, like with trading shoes, write a little letter, man. Maybe they'll put it in the box and keep it, and later on down the line, you remember that, or they remember that, you know. It's cool. I think it is. Next we got from Vincent. He writes, thoughts on the jeweled swoosh forces that just came out. I think it's cool, you know. I'm not like jumping out of my seat for them, but they're cool. And he also says that he hopes that, you know, they sit on the shelf so he could scoop them for the low. I'm sure you'll be able to eventually. And he also says, you know, he loves the show. Keep doing your thing, boss. Thank you, Vincent. I appreciate your support. You know, I always see you in the comments. So, you know, I love, you know, people that are participating on the show always. And keep in mind, once again, the Patreon, if you listen to it on iTunes, join the Patreon. It's as low as $2. It'll help pay for my fee that I have to pay iTunes. Well, not iTunes, but I have to pay SoundCloud to post these long episodes on there. It just helps that, and at the same time, I'm doing giveaways. Definitely, you know, enter. What's there to lose? You know, it's $2. You can win. There's other things that you can enter too, which is real cool in a very interactive way. Next, we got from LJ Sampson. He writes, what do I think about the Black Cement 3s? Are they really going to come out next year during All-Star Weekend? I think so. I definitely think so. It kind of makes sense for them to come out on All-Star Weekend. That was a shoe Jordan wore during the All-Star game. He also writes, Melo stays or goes. Well, if you're a New York Knicks fan, you hope he goes. That's all I got to say. That dude is bad luck, in my opinion. He's like mush from Bronx Tale. Next we got from Eric. He writes, what's my favorite part of being a YouTuber? And what's my least favorite part about being a YouTuber? Much love. My favorite part is just making people happy. I know it's corny. It sounds so maybe even fake, but it's the truth. I love making people happy, like smiling, entertaining you guys, making you laugh. Just to think that someone may be smiling or laughing at something I say and may just put you in a good mood, like, that's so rewarding to me. That's why I like doing it. I've always been an entertainer, whether it was DJing, rocking the clubs, or, you know, anything I did was, I always loved entertaining people. It was always fun to me. So that's why I'm on here. What I hate about YouTube is just little things now with YouTube. Like, they don't tell all my subscribers that I've got a new video unless they're always watching my videos. They don't get recommended it even though they're subscribed. And also the haters and people trying to, you know, pop BS just to get attention so that they can get views. All that kind of nonsense. That's what I hate. But, you know, the YouTube issue with them not, like, letting all my subscribers know, like, now you have to go back and hit the bell to be notified every time I have a new video. Like, that kind of stuff sucks, because I worked really hard to get all my subscribers. I've been on YouTube for 8 years, and just to think that I've got so many subscribers that don't get notified every time I drop a new video, it's upsetting. It really is. It really sucks, you know? Next, we got from November Spawn. He writes, can we see a sneak peek of your Sauconys soon? Very soon. I suggest follow my Instagram, which is Real DJ Delz. Follow the Instagram because that's probably where you will see it first. Follow all my social media because you don't know. You may just see a picture popping up eventually. And shout out to Saucony. August 2017, the shoe will be coming out. Next we got from Forbidden. He writes, will we ever see a DJ performance challenge with DJ Hess kicks to the death? I would love to do a party with DJ Hess, or do like a sneaker event or something. Even DJ at the club, anything, man. I mean, you know, I'm cool with Hess now, you know. We've hung out, like, we've had beers together, we've ate together, you know. Me and Hess are cool, we got a lot in common. We like comic books, and we have kids, little kids, like, you know, we love sneakers, we love designing things, we love music, we have a lot in common. So, you know, it would be really cool to do that. Definitely. Next we got from T. I don't want to butcher your name, so I'm just going to say T. He writes, talk about Fat Farm, and one, G-Unit, sneakers. What happened? They were popping back in the days in high school, 2001. I think things just got played out, you know, like fashion trends change. And honestly, when Jay-Z started rocking the button-ups and talking about wearing button-up shirts, even though Jay-Z ain't really like that big fashion guy, a lot of people start switching their style when Jay-Z started breaking out the button-up shirts. People stopped wearing, you know, the baggy shirts, the jeans, you know, and that was around that time when those shoes came out. I know I'm blowing a lot of people's minds right now. They're going to be like, yo, Delz knows the culture crazy. I know there are people right now, they may be banging on their tables. Yo, that's so true. It was right around the Blueprint, like around that era, you know. Change clothes, like around, I think around that era, man. And once Jay-Z broke out that, got away from the jerseys, the baggy jeans, the shirts, people started, you know, wearing different stuff, man. So, you know, on the low, Hova was kind of a fashion guy, you know, very influential. I think I'm right. You know, let me know what you think. Next, we got from Graham Chung. Shout out to him. I know he just copped a t-shirt recently. I got the Sneaker Addict t-shirts. Make sure to pick one up. ProWrestlingTees.com. Search DJ Delz. Pick up a t-shirt at ProWrestlingTees.com. It will help out the podcast being on iTunes. Just buying that, you know. Support the show. Represent. Show people that you're a sneaker addict too. And, man, much love for everyone that's copping the tees. ProWrestlingTees.com. Search DJ DELZ or the Sneaker Addict. And I will put a link in the bio also. So his question is basically, what does Nike have to do to bounce back from, you know, Adidas and all this hype right now with Adidas, from the Yeezys to the EQT Boost and the Ultra Boost and everything that's so comfortable and, you know, popular right now. Like, what does Nike have to do to bounce back? I think Nike needs to just release some dope new stuff. And at the same time, I guess they're doing the right thing. They released the Air Shake, the Dennis Rodman shoes. People seem to be digging those. And, you know, just put out some cool retros. Bring the LeBron retros out. Like, that's another thing. Bring those LeBron retros out. And that's definitely going to cause some competition with Adidas. Like, but don't make them so limited all the time. Put out, like, one general release where people are wearing them like crazy, you know? And then put out the limited releases to make people thirsty for the GRs, you know? That's what they need to do. Bring out some of them LeBron retros, definitely. And put out some new hot stuff, like really nice hot shoes, man. Like, fix the LeBron's, like, new shoes. Like, make them look dope, you know? They started getting really, like, whack around the 13th model. Like, they started going really downhill. Some will say the 11th model, they started going downhill. I personally like the 11th model. I love that sneaker. 12 wasn't bad either. Next, we got from E. Price the King. He's just talking about Instagram stuff with other people. So I'm just going to shout him out, though. And next, we got from El Cuba 85. He writes, what do you think about Supreme messing with the up-tempos? Do you like it or no? I like it. I thought it was clever, you know. That branding is so Supreme, like it being all over the upper of the shoe. It was like the perfect thing to do. I thought it was great. I actually wanted a pair, but I struck out. And the last question we got from Reed the Poopy 2. He writes, what is your overall opinion on gloves off? My opinion on that was it was kind of a setup because they were kind of butthurt that I brought up about how those guys used to, you know, openly do videos, kidding around, joking around, just for fun with fake sneakers openly. Like, they were getting it straight from China and talking about it openly. And now that they're getting a following, they don't want to admit that. So they got upset when I mentioned that in my video, and that video came out before their live stream. So when their live stream came on, my opinion, and it's pretty clear because a lot of other people were saying it to me too behind the scenes, and people that are in the industry that are like, wow, these guys are really shady, they brought it to my attention. They were saying that this was completely set up. So this was all set up last minute because those guys know me personally, Bullet and Tony. So if they really wanted me in the show in advance, they would have hit me up. They would have called me. That's why it didn't make sense to me. The whole reason why they had me on the call wasn't because of Scoop. They wanted me on the call. It was a setup because they wanted to set something up where they would gang up on me because of the video I put talking about them, how they used to be with the fakes, man. They used to be with the fakes openly. And if you look at the video I did, there's so many people co-signing that they all were openly, you know, doing these videos with fakes. They used to do the chats with the fakes, and it was crazy. It was a big movement. It's a real good video. You got to see it. But they must have been so upset about it that they wanted to put me on blast on their show. So that was the whole thing. They like tried to set it up where they wanted me on for Scoop, and then I went on. Rob ended up being on it because he was butthurt because he's getting a little bit of traffic now, and I think he thinks he's hot shit because he has a little bit of traffic on his channel, and I've helped him many times in the past. I'm shocked that he even has the audacity to go where he went. But hey, you want your attention, you got it. Congratulations. And this will be the only time I ever mention that dude ever again. But I'll tell you, they were so upset because they want to try to bury that in the past. They knew that AAA, whatever the hell, is a fake sneaker. What AAA quality or super perfect and all that. Everyone knows those are fakes. So when they're trying to play it off like they didn't know it was fake, maybe a dumb person will believe them, but everyone with a brain knows that that's a crock of shit. And then on top of that, a lot of people watched them back then when they were openly opening up these boxes and they knew they were from China and they were the fake shoes. Shout out to Jersey Deep, who actually appreciated the video. He understood what I was doing. I was actually giving props to them doing something that was, you know, YouTube history. It was groundbreaking. It was something different. It wasn't something I was involved with, but, you know, it really took the internet by storm. Like, you know, people that were reviewing legit shoes started reviewing fake shoes because people were getting views off of this. Man, people were getting it popping on YouTube reviewing the replicas. I was reviewing regular shoes. Not everyone else on YouTube, but a lot of people were reviewing the replicas. And people didn't have a problem with it anymore. They made it okay to review replicas. They want to sweep that under the rug and say that didn't happen and deny it. BULL1TRC, Tony D, Rob, they did it, man. And there are plenty of people that have seen it. If you go to the video I put out, you just have to search DJ Delz rep era. Search DJ Delz rep era, or just go to my YouTube, youtube.com/The Sneaker Addict, and you'll see the video up there. It's a great video, man. It's like, I break down the history so crazy. Like, I know, like, Jersey Deep really liked that because he was part of that. It was a big deal. Like, it was historic because they literally made it from something to be frowned upon to people accepting it. But they don't like that because you got, like, you know, Bull and Tony, they deal with, like, brands now, like Jordan Brand. They deal with, you know, people at Jordan Brand. Shout out to Samantha Baker. She's the chick over at Jordan Brand. You know, if anyone wants to try to submit their stuff and try to get, you know, free shoes, hit up Samantha Baker, you know, with your YouTube link on Twitter. Hit her up. Maybe they'll like your stuff. Tell them you've seen BULL1TRC and Tony D's vids. Maybe, you know, they'll make it happen, you know. But, you know, I was trying to show in that video how they came from just horsing around on YouTube to actually dealing with the biggest brands like Jordan. You know, you deal with Jordan, that's the shit. Some people were saying, like, I'm coming off as a hater by saying all that. Nah, I'm not coming off as a hater. I'm saying they came a long way. How is that hating? I'm saying, yo, anything's possible, right? Is it not? I'm just speaking the truth. Anything is possible. Even if you were playing with the fakes, anything is possible. But they keep denying it. They say they're this and that and the third, but there's so many people that's seen them that they could deny, but there's too many people on the internet that are going to say that's a crock of shit, man. That's a crock of shit. The young guys that just started watching YouTube for the past couple of years, they're not going to know about that, you know, but people that's been watching YouTube, sneaker YouTube for 8 years, they know when they came in, they know, they've seen the, you know, how they changed up. They had to change up because they were shutting down the channels. Rob's channel got shut down so many times. You know why his channel got shut down so many times? Just like Scoops, because they were playing with the replicas. You can't be doing that on YouTube. And that's why they started calling them the monkeys. Code word for the replicas. Code word for fake. So that YouTube wasn't shutting them down. Just like 98%ers was just joking around about the shoe. You know, different lingo so that they wouldn't be shut down. That's the truth about 98%ers, the monkeys. Those were code words so that they wouldn't get their channel shut down. That's how it was going down, because all of these guys' channels were getting shut down because of the fugazis they were playing with. Openly. People were having fun with the rep thing, but I don't know what the hell happened. Like, when they were doing those replica videos, it was so much fun watching them. They were just having fun. Didn't know much about sneakers too, man. They weren't very knowledgeable about kicks. They were just people that just were getting fake fucking shoes and cracking jokes and all that. And they'll deny and deny and deny, but there's too many people that's seen it. And they were so pissed about that video that I posted before that show went on that they wanted to try to get even with me and gang up on me. And that's what they tried to do. And that's my opinion on the show. And that's my last time I'm going to speak about it, by the way. Because I'm done with them. I got way too much bigger stuff to do than that, man. I'm working on deals right now with other brands. Like, we got things going on right now, man. We got all types of things going on. So all of that's for the birds. They could focus and do these videos on all kinds of conspiracy or all kinds of sneaker drama and all that. I'm focused on shoes, entertainment, as far as doing the podcast and talking about, you know, sports and wrestling and all that too. Like, but with the sneaker stuff, I'm focused on just the shoes. All that drama, get that out of here, man. Forget that. And that's it for today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you're on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed to the Delz Show. Hit the thumbs up button. If you're on iTunes, go out of the way and just rate the video. Leave a comment and give it a 5-star rating. Leave, like, you know, some feedback. It helps so much. It will end up helping the show get more popular, and it'll start recommending the show to more people when you do that. Just like on YouTube, when you hit the thumbs up button, you leave a comment, it makes YouTube, like the computer like system and algorithm and everything, YouTube collects all that data, and then it uses that data to recommend my channel to more people, just like on iTunes. So when you hit the thumbs up button, it really helps the channel. And when you leave a comment, you do both, even if you share it, any of that stuff helps the channel so much. So thank you for everyone that does that. And to everyone, have a great weekend. I'll have information on all the releases on my blog, thesneakeraddict.com. So go to my blog, thesneakeraddict.com, in the morning around 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Follow the Twitter at DJ Delz. I'll be tweeting information on all the releases, of course, and the Sneak Addict. And don't forget the Patreon. Just look at the Patreon. Look at the rewards. I guarantee you, half of the people that go and look at the rewards will end up joining, because it'll be worth your while. So check it out. Go to patreon.com/DJ Delz. Check out the rewards. And also go to prowrestlingtees.com. Search DJ Delz. Pick up a t-shirt. I hope to get some orders this weekend, man. I got a few orders already today. It's just exciting to see people wearing the Sneaker Addict t-shirt, like the Sneaker Addict, man. It's been around for so long, you know, and it's a beautiful thing. We got wrestling inspiration to it too on a couple of them, and other inspiration. Like, it's really something cool and something special to me. So make sure to pick one up. Much love. Thanks for tuning in, and we out.